Radiant team banned.
Okay, game 2, slightly different teams. I haven't paid full attention to what the swaps were, though we did force at least 2 of the players to be on different teams.
It was Rex and Nat for the Kate and Shalkwaku would be the exact 2 swaps.
Good. So we did have the perfect amount of swaps. Bane was immediately banned again. Last time we saw Tiny, Necrophos, and
Death Prophet.
Death Prophet. Yes.
Wouldn't be surprised to see another Death Prophet ban.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, last few in-houses, Death Prophet has been first picked, if not banned.
5
so
seconds
I
remaining.
mean, but Kotl is going through. So it's interesting what these players are sort of prioritizing. Karen really loves that banner from the Radiant team. It is very cute. Oh, I think we've got a pause.
Pause. Anything in the chat?
It was a disconnect from the captain. Backward solo, so he has come back using the reserve time, but they've got 2 minutes of it for a reason.
Radiant team
Ooh,
banned.
Ench ban. Okay, that means one of the heroes is going to get through. Will it be Death Prophet, Tiny, or Necrophos is the question.
You know what? I could see it being Tiny. I could see it being Tiny.
Yeah, I also played a game of Tiny today, and that hero is just not fair. And I'm the one who is playing it. The hero is just... it just doesn't make sense. Why is it a 100% cleave in the world's largest radius that also does 100% damage to towers?
Necrophos first phase?
Well, Necrophos might be a good hero, but I don't think he's so valued that you don't want to first phase a Necro because he's got a lot of counters, that hero. Anyone who can remove his Ghost Shroud, anyone who does really high amounts of magic damage, yeah, he doesn't have a good time against lots of heroes.
I think they could pick it in that 4th spot. This 4th pick spot, I think, is actually really important that you get something done with it because you have 3 bans to follow it up with. And you don't get those gotcha picks because you're on the first pick. So you don't get the counter picks later on. So I think it's a really important part of the draft to actually get a really nice hero that you might otherwise be worried about picking early on and then ban its counters.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, and I agree with you. You have 3 bans for your core. That's better than just doing 3 random core bans that have no significance and then having to pick a core 5th in the draft. So I would agree. Now, Crystal Maiden played by Dave. He does love Crystal Maiden. I think it's still a strong hero in the right lane. They've countered it with another icy themed hero, Ancient Apparition.
AA is a really interesting pick. I don't think this hero is meta at all.
You always think of him as a counterpick to certain heroes because of his ability to completely negate regen, but there isn't any of that yet. So it is a very strange first pick, I agree. Why would you not just pick Rasta?
None of his counters are particularly meta, right? Like traditionally, so you think like Alk and Morphling are probably the 2 that come straight to my head, right? And neither of those are meta enough for you to be like, oh, we're going to pick up AA straight away.
He does stop the Necro pick though, which is kind of interesting.
That's true.
A bit, yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, AA has very good lane presence. They've got another icy hero. We've got ice themed. I see. Tusk.
Both teams just want a Bing chill. That's what you like to see.
Well, what lane will Tusk go in? What position? 3 or 4, maybe?
All I can say is someone's getting kicked every fight.
I was watching a game this morning actually from DPC China, and there was a Tusk. And he dragged a Huskar from outside his base into the fountain because the Huskar had a Lotus on him. So he would blink in, kick him back, roll on him, the snowball would hit him, and then the Lotus would reflect it, and then he'd run to the fountain, and then the Huskar would start running away, and by the time he'd got back to the Ancient, he could kick him back into the fountain again.
Yeah, the kick,
it was
getting
insane.
that like vector targeting buff seemed like a little bit overkill because it already was such a good retargeting ability. Anyway, we'll see what he can do with the Agams. Pangolier is a nice hero. You can't really go wrong with it. Very strong in multiple positions, actually. You can play it as mid. Still has a large presence. Going to easily mop up a hero like AA.
Be very dangerous inside of ice shards as well. If you shard a teammate and then Pangolier gets in, that's a perma-stun teammate without any items required for Pangolier.
Yes, true. Just got to be careful, Tusk.
Should be alright because they're different teams. But
here comes some bans. You've got Storm Spirit, which is making a lot of sense. I was going to say anti-mage, that was the same as last time. Last time we also had a Juggernaut, followed by Puck from the other team. So we'll see if any of those heroes banned again. Necrophos is still open, but it doesn't look like a Necrophos game. Yep, Zanking makes sense. Get rid of that hero.
I wonder what happens to Medusa here. Do the teams think, oh, that game she got dumpstered, so we can't pick her anymore? I think, again, if it were to happen the same way, I think Radiant already have a better team of dealing with PL, if that makes sense. So I don't think there is maybe... Are they going to be put off by the fact that PL destroyed them last time and therefore be too scared to go for it? Oh,
they still ban it.
They just ban it, yeah. So I like that, because we see in some of the in-houses where a hero doesn't do well, immediately it's not picked again, or it does really well, it's on everyone's mind to get first picked or banned.
Yeah.
But they knew that Medusa is still a very strong hero. It just was in the wrong game. It wasn't because Nat didn't play it well. It just wasn't. It wasn't placed in the right team.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't want to even give them the option of saying, no, Medusa's meta. We're getting rid of Medusa. We've got rid of anti-mage. I'm trying to think who else is meta.
Yeah. Again, they deal with all the Medusa counters, so it's like, if we can't pick a Medusa counter that's good and safe, how do we beat Medusa? I think that's kind of the way you have to look at the hero.
Well, PL is still currently pickable. They banned Puck yet again. That's the second time it was banned. Trying to think which core is going to be picked. I'm thinking of the meta cores. Obviously, you've got rid of the Tiny, Anti-Mage, Medusa. You've got Ursa, high win rate in Divine Plus, and who else do you really think about apart from PL?
PA is pretty popular.
PA, yeah. PA would be good.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Wraith King is still good as well in this patch.
Wraith King? It's a name I've not heard in a while.
I just think the fact that the skeletons can farm themselves more skeletons now. It's just
yes, I forgot about that.
It's such a ridiculous mechanic in my opinion. But...
Okay, it's a bit of a different hero, Legion Commander. Legion with AA is a pretty deadly combo. AA can obviously contribute globally. If you've got Legion Tusk in a lane, that's quite a good way to go aggressive. Good way to gank as well. You've got you've got Walrus Punch into what's the E called on Tusk? Tag team, yeah. Tag team. Legion Commander goes in, Walrus Punch, you've got a lot of burst, you have A to follow it up, get some jewels. You can dispel pretty much anything Crystal Maiden can put on you. Frostbite, nope, gone. The slow, gone. So, I like it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Could be a powerful Legion game, but it always feels like a strange hero. Sometimes you end up feeling like if you can't kill the cause on Legion, you can feel a bit useless.
There is a Terrorblade. Interesting. Now, Terrorblade, I don't know if you'd ever want to do this, but Terrorblade can save people who are being dueled by just sundering them back up to full HP. So you have a save option there for your team.
Yeah. I think I would probably consider it the other way, more that if Terrorblade gets dueled and you don't finish him in the duel, he's just going to instantly be full HP, right?
That's also true, yeah. Yeah.
And just kill you, so it's a bit of a scary duel.
Low HP target, Terrorblade, but he does have quite a lot of armor. He starts with 9 armor at level 1, which is, I believe, the highest in Dota. Even then, they had to nerf it by 2 armor in the previous patch. He used to start at 11. So 9 armor, he's a very tanky hero, but he does have the lowest strength gain, starting strength. I think it's 16 strength. It's the same as most ranged cores, which is not good when you're melee.
Mostly physical damage at the moment, though. With Tusk and Legion.
Yeah,
so
they need some. They need some burst. They need some burst. They're on the dire to go with the Legion Commander. Maybe take out that Terrorblade. Maybe a leaner mid works quite well against him.
I would say Storm, but it's been banned.
Yeah, Storm's gone. Void Spirit also pretty good. Grimstroke to go with the Pango, but also to stop them going it against the Pango.
I don't think they're picking up Grim. I don't think you have to pick that there because they have AA Tusk and Legion. Even if the Tusk was a 3, they can't put the Legion anywhere else.
That's true, but Grim does go well with Pango anyway. Pango rolls in, you give him the Ink Swell, or you just Ink Swell and he, even without the Rolling Thunder, just shield crashes into the enemy, or swashbuckles in with the Ink Swell. Very, very deadly lane. And then you've got CM Terrorblade. CM's a very good early game hero, so we'll be able to support the Terrorblade in lane. Sure, makes a lot of sense. And Drow against Terrorblade, you pierce all of his base armor, But Terrorblade is quite a high damage hero. I don't know if Drow wins that 1v1 right click fight.
You know what I would love to see? The Axe Maelstrom Drow. Shred the illusions.
Axe Drow is a great luxury. I've never seen someone go directly Axe Maelstrom. Have you? Is that the build you're suggesting?
I've seen it done
Maelstrom
with
Axe.
offlane. So I've seen it done with a donated Aghanims.
Okay.
Which is of course a big difference.
Yeah, that's something slightly different. But yeah, Drow can do a lot of... Basically can become like a Medusa. Everyone forgets that. That's even part of her kit. She also has built-in anti-healing, which is very, very strong. And you can build Scardio and Drow anyway. So, but healing's not really the problem this game. It's dealing with the Terrorblade. And AA's Blast doesn't stop Terrorblade from gaining HP with Sunder, which is why Sunder is so good, because it just sets your HP, so it completely ignores AA, which makes AA not even a counter against him.
I also feel like there's not much Drow can do to stop getting rolled on by this Pangolin. Until BKB, she's gonna have, and even when she has BKB, she's gonna have 9 seconds where she has to hit. And in that time, I think she has to hit the Pangolin. And it's a weird timing. I think without a BKB, Drow against Pangolin sucks. With a BKB, all of a sudden Pangolin can just die and roll because he's not he's not a tanky hero. And if you have spell immunity and you have a lot of range, you can click him whilst he's rolling towards you, and then pop your BKB and click him while he rolls through the other side. He's probably dead.
Yeah,
so
no, completely.
It's a weird both ways is a counter. I think if Pango can get on you when you're not spell immune, it's a really good play. Oh, wait a second.
Breaker last
Grimstroke
pick.
mid.
Pango mid, Grim mid, Spirit.
Pango mid. Pango mid would make more sense.
Pango mid with a Grimstroke, Spirit Breaker, Lane, and Crystal Maiden, Terrorblade. Yeah, that would work.
I think Rex is playing Spirit Breaker, so it's not Pango mid. Yes.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more sense.
You're right. If you look at those heroes and think who's Nat playing, the only one I would peg him to play there is Pangolin.
That makes sense, and obviously Brex is well known for Spirit Breaker plays anyway. Spirit Breaker gives you the mobility to very quickly dispatch heroes like AA to get on top of the Drow Ranger. What do you do when a Spirit Breaker is charging you 1000 speed in Invis? You can't see that coming as Drow. Then you get ulted into his team, then you're dead. So interesting last pick. This time we see a Queen of Pain, but then it is a Queen of Pain who has to deal with a Spirit Breaker who can come at you from anywhere he wants. There's a Grimstroke Silence.
Yeah, again, I feel like that's a tough quad pick. I think Pango and Spirit Breaker are gonna have some really good options to stay on these cores.
But Pango will lose the lane horribly to Queen of Pain. That's the one thing they've got going for them.
Yeah, and I think if Corp can get a good lane and then hop into the jungle, start harassing the TB, slow down his timings, because if you just look at it, TB versus Drow in a 1v1 farming competition, TB will automatically just win.
Yeah, he will. Well, we got lots of cosmetics here.
Interesting hero picks as well, I would say. To have Ted and Ben play the support duo is pretty uncommon for our in-houses.
Yeah, it is. Maybe they're just, switching it up for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Well, Kiwi, he's sticking to what he knows best.
Yeah, cool. Necro.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, being part of that game. If Barra gets space, he's going to be a big problem, says Sam. I agree.
Yes,
I think
that is true.
Spirit Breaker is very, very good against all of the Dire team. He can interrupt the duels, he can get on top of the Drow, he can get on top of AA and Quap. It's not a hero you want to play against. But then a Queen of Pain who absolutely stomps her lane, which is very likely to happen if you're playing against Pango. Doesn't matter how good Nat is. Queen of Pain really dominates Pango.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard.
The way the Radiant draft is, to me, they've kind of got... They're almost a one protect... Like, just protect the TV, right? He's the damage. And the Pango and the Spirit Breaker are kind of almost on the same job, and it's just... Keep the cores as locked down as you can for as long as possible between the two of you, and just be the absolute nuisance for TB to then just shred.
Well, Kiwi is known for his farming. He's the highest ranked player here, and he's had some very successful in-house games. So we'll see what he can do. Look at that, 9 armor, but only 580 HP. Describes the hero well. Pango's quite a squishy hero as well. Only 17 strength on Pango, and that's a melee hero. They're very squishy. Pango's survivability comes from the shield crash, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
Yeah, and it is the spell I see people max the most these days.
Yeah, people realise that the build isn't just harass at max range with Lucky Shot and Swashbuckler. Get up and close, melee range, shield crash, start right-clicking the enemy.
It's thanks to them power creeping shield crash, really. They slowly turn the damage up on it, and they moved the slow from Lucky Shot onto shield crash. Because
oh yes,
Lucky
they
Shot
did,
used
didn't they?
Slow, and they moved it onto shield crash instead, and it made the spell so much better.
That's true. Oh yeah, Karen making use of that announcement feature in Twitch. What is Mo Farah doing? He's just harassing behind the tower. I think he's made it quite clear that there's a ward there. He sends himself a sentry straight away, and backwards Hello says, take this, Mo Farah. Unfortunately, Grimstroke, even though he's got amazing spells and 600 right-click range, he doesn't have very good stats. 48 base damage and only 3 armor, so he is going to be out-harassed by the AA, who has far superior range. Oh, playing Spirit Breaker into a ranged hero, though. It's great when you can get a charge in lane. When you're just sitting on the wave, it is painful. Mo Farah, he's made use of the ward. Oh, he's about to make use of another one, but backwards Hello was paying attention. He realizes, nope, I am not sending that there yet. But Mo Farah is still waiting for it. Look at him. He's like, oh, you thought you could wait, did you? I don't think so. And he still gets it. 2 couriers killed.
If he's really clever here, he'll block him from dewarding it as well, because then he won't. He's not gonna.
Yeah, if he just dewards it.
Well, because Ben shipped a sentry to himself.
Backwards so he's in a bit of trouble. It's all dependent on Brex getting a bash. Oh, if that was a bash, that was a kill. Simple as. But, you know, that's what it is with bash. 17% chance isn't very high, about 1 in 6.
2 for 1. Sentry and Observer. Camp is still body blocked, though.
Yep. It's good stuff from Mo so far, really keeping the lane even when you were saying it would be quite hard for Brex to like stand up to this round.
Nat putting some massive damage onto the Queen of Pain. Might actually get a kill. We almost got a kill because Decay has gone a pretty greedy build and decided to not take Blink. Yeah, Sharkwaku will escape. It's very aggressive plays from Dave on the Crystal Maiden, but he has not taken any points in Arcane Aura. Unfortunately, Crystal Maiden, nice cancel. Use of the shards to get rid of the salve, but Dave was carrying 2 salves with him, so he really wants to defend Kiwi. He needs to get a point in Arcane Aura, though, because CM's mana is very bad. I don't know why, but they start her with something like 16 int for a hero who's an int caster. Quite harsh.
I know Dave's CM though, and I can tell what he's doing already. He's got 2 mangoes on the courier. He prefers to take the spells and buy himself regen than to go for the point until level 3 at the very least.
I agree with it too, actually.
Because to be honest, those 2 spells together can be very, very impressive.
Oh, they are ridiculously strong. One does 130 damage and the other one does 150. So they're both as strong as most people's level 2 spells. So you get both of them. And it's like you've got sort of 4 levels of spells at level 2.
It's really good.
And they both provide CC. A slow that lasts for 4.5 seconds and a 1.5 second root. They're very strong. Although, like we said, Sharkwaku can just dispel the Frostbite. So Frostbite, see, he waits for it. Patient. Kiwi does have Metamorphosis up. Rank 2 Metamorphosis. He is doing a lot of damage. I mean, this is the power of... very close getting a kill. Not quite. This is the power of Terrorblade in the lane. He's got one very, very long cooldown spell, which makes him a monster. Then he goes back to being pretty useless.
That's huge, though. Both heroes back to counter. No one's getting this XP. No one's getting anything out of this lane for the next 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, that's worth it, easily. Best use of that. As you can see, Nat is struggling a bit in mid, but there's very little you could do against Queen of Pain. Such an oppressive hero. And as a quad player, the second I saw the matchup, I knew it would be hard. So Nat's just got to do whatever he can knowing that Decay is going to have a good lane. Let's go on the top lane. Brex is doing okay. Not a lot of farm, but he is a Spirit Breaker. He doesn't need a ton. He just needs some levels, and he's doing okay in that front. He's playing a different build than I see Brex usually go. He tends to max Bulldoze after the bash, but actually he's gone for 2 points of Charge of Darkness. He's just charging under the tower. Oh, the charge was stopped. He doesn't even get the hit of the Inkswell off. But being the tanky hero that he is, he just walks away. But Kiwi managed to get a kill in the bot, and he's very low and very near dying. But not quite enough.
Metamorphosis.
No, there wasn't Metamorphosis. It means
Oh,
it
no,
was
all
happened?
CM
all,
damage.
yeah, carried by Dave.
Dave. Oh my goodness, that 2 points overwhelming odds does hurt as well, though, doesn't it? Especially into the. I think that's a smart choice against TB.
If you're hitting multiple
Maximum
heroes,
odds,
yeah, very strong.
And
So
the illusion, it does bonus illusion damage, right?
25%,
does.
25% more damage, yeah. So it does hit pretty hard. Look at the damage he's putting out. Now Dave has gone for 2 points of the Arcane Aura. So now he has a lot of mana. He uses a Mango. That's going to be another kill. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the power of
Dave's
CM.
carrying.
You can take any lane into an aggressive lane when you've got CM. But it looks like Brex going for top kill and backwards hello. Yep, there's going to be the kill. Very nice. They finally secure one.
Your essence seeps into my collection.
Side lane's going well. I think it's just a case of Nat. As long as he doesn't kind of feed to Decay here, he'll probably do enough.
Level 4 versus
Yeah.
6 though. It's a bit
Yeah,
rough.
that's rough.
Oh,
But
Get
he
the
does
rune.
get the rune. Takes the whip Decay, which is nice.
which means he can't die. But Decay is just having like free farm. He just doesn't see it. Yeah, good taunt. CM's aura is interesting because obviously the effect is mainly for CM in the lane to have, you know, a massive amount of free mana regen, but it gives this small amount of mana globally, which even though we can't really see it observably as a caster, it is affecting everybody at the same time. Like Mo Farah, he's got a lot of free mana.
Yeah.
Spirit Breaker
Plus one
uses a lot of
to
mana.
Pango's really nice. Pango always runs out of mana with the reliance on having to use this shield crash now to farm, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a talent even that Pangos always take, which is 1.5 mana regen. You're going to get 2 for free. Looks like they do get a kill on the CM in the bot lane. That is going to help get the Legion closer to level 6.
Yeah, personally, I'd skip the talent this game. I'd take the swashbuckle range because you
Oh,
want
I
to
would.
disarm this. You want to disarm this drought at the furthest possible range, right?
Oh yeah, having long range is definitely useful.
Kiwi needs to TP out, surely.
Yeah, Kiwi is going to be dispatched pretty quickly by these heroes, especially a Drow Ranger who's level 6. But then the Radiant are going to send some people in. Metamorphosis is used. The Farah's gone as well, but they're diving under the tower. Is that worth it though? Can they kill the Terrorblade? They're going to try. Yes, they can, but they did lose Mo Farah. No, not Mo Farah. They lost Ted, but is it worth it? Yeah, I would say so. You managed to kill the Terrorblade.
They brought down the Spirit Breaker, but Dire, you're just backing off.
Oh, he's just walked into the vision now as well, so they will back off.
You got level 6 on the Legion now, so Jewel is available.
Thanks.
Oh, look at
Don't
Ted
want to
being a
see
good
it.
little support in mid. Clarity's the Queen of Pain, gets the bottle. Very nice.
Securing the rune as well. That's what you like to see.
He's doing everything. Everything for his core. Is Dave just going to straight up kill? Yeah, here comes the Spirit Breaker. There's going to be a kill. Well, it's all a matter of vision when you've got Spirit Breaker in the game. They're trying to hold their ground, but can the Radiant win this fight? Yes, they can. They do have Nat here as well. Nat is going to use Rolling Thunder. Doesn't manage to get the stun.
Deny?
Yep, nice deny. Brex gets the deny. Sharkwaku will escape. So Radiant only lost 1 hero, but it was denied. They got 2 kills. It's the power of vision. When you're against a Spirit Breaker, you cannot farm anywhere where they have vision because he will turn up and he will kill you.
So who's the real MVP? Mo Farah planting the ward.
Yeah, I mean Brex has to press Q on the enemy. It's not particularly hard, but it's such a
Yeah.
powerful.
It's great.
It's a powerful hero to have against a Drow Ranger, especially.
Double damage.
Oh,
Yeah, a
they
lot of
missed it
lane
with the
swapping here.
Sentry. Oh, that hurts. Oh, and the second sentry. Oh
Oh.
goodness, no, that's painful.
No, they've missed the one other spot it could be,
Literally, they've covered every other possible spot with those sentries.
and then they're going to whack a ward under a sentry spot anyway. Are they going to get a kill Mo Farah? Nope, Mo Farah does manage to TP out, uses the silence. It's a chance to kill the Queen of Pain. You've got 2 seconds till blink, 1 second till blink. He just stands still but goes, yeah, I'm going to be fine. He blinks out.
Disrespect there, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
So beautiful.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, he did. I was going to say, he didn't change his treads when salving, but he did. Just took him a bit of time.
Got it.
Lanes are all over the place at the moment. Pretty much everyone has swapped around. You've got Brex now in the bot lane. You've got Drow, who's returned to top after being bot for a period of time. You can use Blink in combat. You can use the ability that Queen of Pain has called Blink. Yes, it is her ability. It'd be pretty rubbish if she couldn't use her own ability in combat. But no, the item Blink Dagger you can't use if you've taken damage recently. No, for some reason Queen of Pain's Blink is just called Blink. Not very exciting. Looks like they're going on the Legion bot. Do they have the means to kill her? Yeah, they definitely do with the Ink Swell. Snowball save. Not quite timed well enough to prevent the stuns. They will get a kill there. Looks like Ted and Backwards are going to have to back off. Nice slow from the Grimstroke, but Ted says, I'm going to fight, because I know Queen of Pain's nearby. Queen of Pain also has the ultimate. Doesn't have a lot of mana. Ted's going to go down pretty quickly. He actually manages to survive. The Inkswell, so the stroke slow goes onto the Queen of Pain. Somehow Ted is still alive. He's got Nat following him, so he will die. So another good fight for the Radiant. They are 9 kills to 2, but interestingly, last game the kills were way closer, but there was a massive gold lead by 10 minutes already. This time, loads of kills. Gold lead, basically non-existent.
Yeah, it's a much tighter game, and looks to be a good one.
Yeah, we were after a closer game, and this is going to be the one.
The Kate's gonna really look to have a bit more impact now, because he needs to create some space for this Drow with these kind of oppressive Spirit Breaker Pango heroes.
Oh, here we hear the sound. Mofara getting the Inkswell off. Looks like Tusk in a bit of trouble. He does have the Snowball. No, they're not
Very
going
scared.
to get...
They really respected the Quap there.
Nat has just picked up level 7, 11 minutes into the game, whereas Quap is level 10. So there is quite a level disparity here. But level 9 on Kiwi. Kiwi's just doing what he knows best, which is farming.
Rising.
Yeah, rising indeed. There's a weird habit which you always have to think about. When you play a hero like Naga or Terrorblade, as with every hero, you want to tread swap to int to cast your spell, because then it's cheaper essentially. But actually, you want to put it on Agi, don't you? Top lane looks like there may be a kill. No, Nat's not gonna find that. Oh, the ult comes out from the Queen of Pain, but it won't kill Nat. He's a little bit too tanky. We're gonna go on the Crystal Maiden instead. They don't have Walrus Punch, and they will get the first duel win. And now they're going to be chasing Mofara. They've trapped him. Yeah, really nice shard trap. That would be a double kill for the K. You said he needed to have some impact. He got 2 kills there, and they also managed to get a duel win out of it. So very nice. And there's a regen rune, which I think there'll be. Oh, it was denied. No, he denied the regen rune, and then he also got a career kill. That is a very effective illusion. But Tim, what are you doing on 1 HP? Yeah. Rex says thanks for the free kill. I pressed 1 button, but Kiwi's going to go down. Does get the Sunder off. Then he gets Walrus Punch to pretty low HP, stunned by the AA, and Kiwi will go down. Unfortunately, 4 versus 1, a little bit much even for a Terrorblade.
They killed the Drow, so both cores are dead.
Yeah, I think maybe that's worth it for the Radiant in terms of they got some damage on a tower as a result of it as well, because I guess the idea is that if Kiwi had just run away, that wouldn't have happened, right? But he stayed to get a bit more damage on the tower. I think he felt safe because of the ward, but they smartly smoked from the top lane into the mid lane instead of just running down the road.
Yeah, I think Kiwi, like the kill on the Drow Ranger was basically guaranteed thanks to Brex. He could have stepped away and just let Brex have it, but he saw the greed, the avarice. I mean, Brex, yeah, he's playing the no bulldoze build, which is unusual, but it does mean that charge is a little bit faster, and it guarantees a 2.4 second stun, which is a bit longer than Greater Bash. So it's definitely an alternative way to play the hero, but he's having a good game. 3-0-3, hasn't died yet. Has more net worth than his mid laner, Nat, but also more than the Legion Commander as well. I see the AA ult traveling across the map. See if we can track it. I'm going to track it as smoothly as I can. Does camera work? Ah, there's nothing there, I'm afraid. Oh, they've seen the Queen of Pain. There's the first stun, the second stun with the bash, the third stun, and that's going to be an easy kill. Yeah, Mofara's silence lasts a very long time. It's 5-second duration if you don't kill it. The Grimstroke ulti just in case. Nice use of Ice Shards. Brex says, what Ice Shards? I'm going to charge straight over them. And they get a kill. Spirit Breaker to start the fights. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better, single target pick-off hero, pretty much. Press Q, get the kill. Easy game. Rinse and repeat. Now he's charging. Gonna turn up in mid lane. It looks like who's dead again? It's Mato. Right, he gets the stun. Dave will get the kill. Drops his ultimate. Nat is low, but Nat will be fine.
I thought they had the ice cross, but they actually didn't.
Radiant, I just saw on a massive killing rampage. Brex is 4-0-6. He has been in most of these kills. You got 4-3-8. So Dave having been in 12 out of the 14 kills in this Crystal Maiden, but also the Grimstroke been in 10. So the supports in the Pos 3, they have been in pretty much every single fight, created so much space, and Kiwi just continues to farm and build his net worth lead. I think it's a hard game for Tim. He's just being killed left, right, and centre. He'll win. Walrus Punch used. Yeah, gonna get a kill on Mofara, but now Brex turns up, gets a nice double stun. He's level 10 on this Spirit Breaker. Taking a little bit of damage from the Queen of Pain, but I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, it's tanky hero.
This is interesting from Brex though. There's 0 points bulldoze. You mentioned it early on.
Well, now he's in trouble because he doesn't have bulldoze to use. If he goes in for the charge, he gets a little bit of a stun off. Walrus Punch, he is going to go down. If he had 1 point bulldoze and 4 points bulldoze, 1 point charge, it might actually have been fine. But I guess he just went all in on I want to charge as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It does give 75 more speed, which means you do a little bit more damage, but then you don't have bulldoze, which does give you speed. That's going in with his ultimate Rolling Thunder. There's the Ink Swell. It looks like Tusk is going to go down. He actually survives a little bit longer with the Snowball. And then he dies instantly to the Swashbuckle that follows up.
Bottom tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
It's the key point. Does Nat take Swashbuckle range? Yeah, he does. I think that's a really good choice in this game, and I think it will allow him to farm.
Oh, there's the Jewel in mid. Do they have enough damage to get the kill? They have the Queen of Pain ulti. They're not even going to use it. They're just going to right-click. Dave drops the ultimate to zone them, but looks like he's going to go down. Stunned by the AA, but he does manage to get the Shadow Amulet off. The ultimate. Pop doesn't use the ultimate, just a normal Scream. They're both in silence. Mofara is doing so much work. Actually manages to get a kill on Sharkwaku. And then Brex comes in. Could find the kill on Queen of Pain, but can't because Queen of Pain dropped an Invis rune. Bad luck for Brex, and now he's going to go down to Tim, who's just right-clicking him to death. Rank 1 bulldoze, not quite enough. So Dire, they really turn it around. 4 kills.
Yeah.
But all this while, he's still farming.
True, they're about to lose their mid tower though. And Kiwi has been shown that he can be brought down quite quickly.
Radiant's middle tower has
Oh
fallen.
wait, is Pango dying again?
Oh, Walrus Punch, it's charged up. There's no point really using it. He's going to go down. Kiwi actually just turns up and gets a kill. He's like, well, thank you. Bit more farm for me.
What I was going to say is I think Nat can farm. I find with this Swashbuckle talent, you can farm side lanes from a really safe distance with it, because if you have a, especially if you have a Maelstrom, you can basically cast Q once on the entire wave, get pretty much the entire wave, and then just walk away. But with the lower range, you end up committing yourself quite close to the creeps, and against Quap and Legion, you could end up just getting blinked on. So hopefully this means he can catch up his game a bit.
And Pango's one of the fastest farmers. You just swashbuckle away, if you one-shot it, you do it again, you do it again. Really easy for him to pick up some farm, compared to most mid-heroes, that is. But Queen of Pain is the richest hero on the Dire at the moment. Now it's not miles behind, and it's not a game where he's being pressured by a PL with triple his net worth. So the Drow definitely has time to pick up items. They do smoke, but they are running high ground with no vision, which is always hard. They've seen Sharkwaku, they're on top of him. There's the Jewel. Can they bring him down? Yeah, they're going to drop literally everything they have. AA Blast as well does get the kill. Not sure if there was a Jewel in. Walrus Punch kills Mofara very quickly. Nat is rolling. But there are 5 Dire heroes here. I'm not sure it's worth it. I think he has to leave. Brex comes in as well. They're going to try this. There's going to be an absolutely massive Crystal Maiden. No, but it is cancelled. No, is it cancelled? Yeah, it is going to be cancelled. The Maelstrom damage Radiant actually putting up a pretty good show. But now they are going to take a few more casualties. Brex charging through is going to go down. What is happening here? Triple kill for Nat.
Maelstrom Bronx.
So Dire end up losing 3 heroes. They have to drop a buyback on the Radiant. Oh no, misses backwards. Hello. We'll just about be able to escape. But it was 3 kills for 3. But Dire are still on top because a buyback was used.
I think Radiant really showing their understanding of how they can win a fight there by But knowing that they've used all their spells on the Terrorblade, they're like, we're 3v5, but we've got some strong heroes coming in with a lot of damage still, even though we're 3v5, and they've used a lot of their spells. And, you know, to anyone, it looks like, why are they going in? They're just charging into 5 heroes. They're going to die, but they actually get a really nice 3-for-1 trade. If you count out the fact that all their heroes, 2 of their heroes were already dead.
Yes, exactly. Well, it was you know, it was an interesting fight to see anyway. I liked that Radiant realized even with 2 heroes down, they still were able to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brex has that Shadow Blade. It's obviously a very important item for him. I'm not sure how long he has had that for. But the gold is very, very similar. Now, remember last game, it was about 25, 26 minutes, and we were already saying GG and just waiting for the game to end. This time, 20 minutes in, no tier 2 tower has gone down.
Yeah, to think that the last game was like 26 minutes, it seems a bit ridiculous when you look at the map now and like the scores, right?
Yeah, there's so much map to go. Dire only have 1 tower down, and it's their top tower. There's a duel, though. They're going to see if they can pick up another kill on Mofar. They drop the Warriors Punch, but he actually lives. Brex comes in with the charge, now also with his ultimate. And Brex, he uses his Nether Strike so he can get closer, get the double Ink Swell off. Really nice combo. A lot of stuns on the Quap, but Quap's still going to be absolutely fine.
Wow.
Not
but
going
just
to lose
kept
Quap.
her from playing any spells. I think he stunned her 5 times there.
Well,
so frustrating to play against.
If the Pango gets into a good position where he can stun, obviously he can use his rollout or Yules to manually get 2 or 3 stuns. But when you found like a perfect little arc, it is beautiful. And obviously both cores just farm during that time, which is, you know, benefits both of them. But like Kokopium said earlier, Terrorblade does farm faster than a Drow Ranger.
Farming up a storm. Just rising away.
He didn't take that ultimate orb, the first one, and put it into a Manta. He actually stayed with Yasha, went for a full Skadi, and now he's gone back to the Manta. It's going to be a tier 1 tower taken down. Not yet though. Brex is charging. Oh, he charged in, which immediately makes him realize that there's vision. Which was an unfortunate decision. Good for Brex to cancel it so quickly. But it's too late. They know that they have vision. Tower has gone down. They didn't manage to get the deny on it. 5-man smoke from the Radiant. Where are they planning to go? They're taking Kiwi with them. So it's everyone here, including the cores.
Almost BKB on draw.
Nearly. Not quite up, but BKB will be a good item. So Spirit Breaker, look how fast he is! Ridiculous hero. Even the 4-star was as quick as possible, but he pretty much solos AA with the help of Mofara's Inkswell. It looks like Ted's going to go down too. Nat finds the stun onto Sharkwaku, gets the 2nd stun onto Sharkwaku, gets the 3rd stun onto Sharkwaku, and doesn't need a 4th. Kiwi will take the kill. Another great fight from the Radiant. I'm going to do a replay on that, but you don't see Spirit Breaker in pubs, you don't see him in the pro scene, you don't see him in our in-houses, yet you kind of just forget how absurd this hero is. Like the speed at which he collided with the enemy team, it just doesn't make any sense. I didn't actually target him, but I think it's over 1,000 speed.
I think they were really smart with how they started it as well. They put an obs in kind of a place where they knew it would get demorded, but all they needed was a 2nd division for Spirit Breaker to charge, and they used that to win the fight. So they kind of sacrificed the ward to start the fight. But it was actually a really smart play. Yeah, like it was such a smart play to do it that way. Otherwise, they have to run up blind without the 500, 600 move speed charging Spirit Breaker.
What were you about to say earlier, Kokopium?
Apparently Jabate Mill was saying something along the lines of like, if you max bulldoze first, it's actually a lot more. It's actually a lot more charge speed compared to if you max charge first.
I did think that. The only reason I think you maxed charge was Notel actually played +5 Spirit Breaker for a while, and I remember maxing out Charge of Darkness was just a more reliable way to get a longer stun. But if you're maxing Greater Bash anyway, you might as well max Bulldoze 2nd. Because also it means once you've turned up, you basically are, you know, unslowable. It looks like they're trying to put a lot of damage into Nat. Is it going to be the kill? Yes, it will be the kill. But Brex goes in as well. Mofara cut the ultimate off. A lot of damage going in. The Jewel is used. It finds the Crystal Maiden, but the Crystal Maiden is actually a little bit too tanky. Never mind, a little bit of backup from Matto. The Dire, they've now got the momentum. Time for them to win a team fight. Mufara's hiding in the Roche, but is he going to go down to Roche? No, he will die, but then so will the Tusk. Buybacks coming out from the Dire very quick. It means that they want Roche. And Radiant have no buybacks to use. So really smart from the Dire. They had great momentum there. 2 deaths, but 2 buybacks straight away on the supports. They got 4 kills on that. Kiwi being the only survivor.
Great use of the first BKB. That's what you want.
Well, that's perfect timing, isn't it? Win a team fight with the BKB, take Roche. I mean, it's everything you could have asked for from a timing item.
And
I really like
18.
how Matto Team is playing right now, because he knows very well that, oh look, in a 1v1 versus the TB, I lose, so why not I just join the 4v4 with my team, make it a 5v4 and just win the fight. Because no matter how farmed like the TB is, if I am winning fights, I'm getting kills, I'm still getting a bit of gold, and therefore this TB can't 1v5.
Yes, I mean, he's higher level now thanks to being in those fights. He's 2 levels ahead of the Terrorblade, and he did a lot of damage in that fight. He secured the duel win. You know, he put out the damage to get Mufara killed. It was, yeah, really good play.
Levels in marksmanship are so good. It's free agi, the 10% increase in proc chance every time. That makes you already so much bigger threat to TB. Just a 10% increase in that armor piercing passive is insane against TB. So yeah, really stoked to see whether he can transition this into further momentum.
And Queen of Pain is also happy to have the free agi as a hero who does right click quite a lot. 30 attack speed talent taken at level 15. So it's nice. I think AA should be going Aghanims, because, you know, Aghanim's AA when you've got a Drow on your team could be quite funny. Sit back and fire off a million chilling touches.
Yep.
I actually think it's amazing.
Between both teams, they are shifting towards bot, but Radiant,
Yeah,
they know
Kiwi.
very well meta tower.
I mean, Kiwi didn't have to use Manta, but he didn't even use more than 1 Conjure Image. He's trying to find a fight. He actually just smoke and take the outpost.
They are drawing lines, they know.
Yeah, but it's too late. I mean, too late to defend the tower.
And I don't think they want to fight without meta, so they're going to have to start this fight very quickly if they want it. They're pinging Grex to charge, maybe?
Yeah, but Radiant are a little bit spread. And in fact, Nat is just sitting in the top lane with his Gleipnir now.
They have no vision of the Dire team.
Yeah, I think they probably want to reset here. Take the trade.
There's going to be a tier 2 tower trade. This game has now lasted longer than the last game already. And we've still got a lot of Dota to play.
Hop is taking a beating, half health from that siege creep, and it's still alive. The next wave is here.
Yeah, it was Terrorblade Illusion for quite a while. And then, like you said, the siege creep. That's a lot of damage. And Nat is still here. He has the Gleipnir. Gleipnir obviously very good against Quap, but Quap with the full fresh BKB.
I really think they want to leave before meta's up again, though. I don't know if they want to take this.
They're running up. They are running up blind, though.
Well, they've got
Into
Aegis. Yeah, they've got Aegis.
That's what I mean. I think Dire want to fight. Radiant need to leave because they don't have meta.
Well, Spirit Breaker's charging away, so I think that means the rest of Radiant need to get out of there.
This is, I think, really good for Radiant because now they've taken a better trade in a time when they've used meta kind of only to push instead of fight, and the other team has Aegis, so I think it's like an insanely valuable trade for them. They've outmaneuvered them here, I think.
Yeah, that's really good by the Radiant, and Kiwi is still on top of net worth, so the longer the game goes, the better it is for the Terrorblade.
5k a hit.
I think that applies to Drow as well. People don't respect Drow late game as much as
I think Drow late game is good, but Mufara he's just going to be immediately killed. Drow late game is good, but I think Terrorblades are still better. So
perhaps.
Yeah, Drow late game definitely is something to be feared. But I think any hero who spawns strong illusions, not strong illusions like Chaos Knight, but you know, illusions which are strong, is always going to be terrifying late game because the stats are amplified by having more of you. And we will see level 20 on the Drow Ranger, so that's 28% more multi-shot damage. Now it's a very, very painful spell. The game has actually slowed down quite a lot as they're trying to avoid each other. There might be some pickoffs. Nat, he does manage to escape. And yeah, unfortunately, Queen of Pain got no way to interrupt, no Yules.
That's a 9-second BKB ready on Quap as well, actually. That we didn't see.
Yeah, holding it for quite some time. Very defensive build on Quap. Higher Sand into BKB, into Lincolns.
I can see why. Against Spirit Breaker and Pangolin and Ren.
Oh yeah, BKB is essential here. Brex just going to be farming the wave. He has Aghanims. Aghanims very important because it goes through BKB. It looks like a fight is breaking out in the jungle. Mepharo's going to go down so quickly. Warus Punch goes into Nat. Nat's going to die as well. Ted though dying to CM and Kiwi. He's doing a lot of damage. Amato is not in the greatest position. And it looks like he's going to go down. Don't know how Sharkwaku can save him. Look at the power of the Terrorblade. And you know what? Ichigo, Dave, actually going to be survive the duel because of the blast rig. So no duel damage win there, but that's only a 3-for-3 trade, interestingly enough. But it was Aegis.
Just melted.
Oh,
That was
Brex.
such good play, but
That's
Brex.
the charge.
Bash.
He does get a bash.
One bash.
He's actually
Yeah.
got charge again, but he doesn't have vision. If he had vision, that was a kill.
That was such a smart play by, I think it was Nat there, who just split the wave for Syndicate bot, and he instantly TP'd back and told his team, look,
Yeah.
they
He
don't
may
have
have died at the
Bob,
start of
let's
the fight,
go.
but he essentially wins them the fight by taking Decay out of it, right?
But
Yeah.
it was a very close fight. The only reason it was a win for the Radiant is because Kiwi didn't die, whereas Mato did. But it's still a 3-for-3 trade. Looks like Brex in a bit of trouble here. Kiwi without Metamorphosis really doesn't do any damage.
And
Brex is going
yes,
dead.
gone.
Brex is dead. Godlike on Decate. 11-1-4. Barely died. Nice hero
He
to
picks
have.
up the Ags soon to offset the fact that he's really struggling without the meta. Or...
Well, Aghanims is amazing. He's actually got a Christus and a Satanic, so he's a very strong hero, and now he can summon up a 10-second Metamorphosis whenever he wants. Which
Well, I
is
was saying
very
if
good.
he gets the Ags, does he have it?
Oh, he's going Daedalus, so he's just going to play
that's what I
around
was- it's a
Metamorphosis.
question, not a statement.
Oh right,
Yeah.
I do like buying Ags personally on
So do
Terrorblade
I.
because the ability to use the 10-second meta whenever you want, plus the fear is just incredible. The range is massive. I don't know what the
It's
cooldown
like
is.
a Ravage. It feels like a Ravage.
Yeah, but instead of stunning, you fear them, so you send them
Yeah.
away. But I mean, 1600 radius is just. I mean, why? Why 1600? It's so big.
It's an anti-black hole, to put it like that.
Yeah, it is. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I think Nat will be looking forward to getting his level 20 here to take the 20 strength because he needs raw HP. He wasn't able to survive long enough to get roll off in that fight. He got silenced by the drow, and then by the time that had worn off, he was essentially dead. He was in the roll animation when he died. So I
What-
think he just would love to be able to get that off. And
His build is very
stun
aggressive though. Blink and Gleipnir. He's got no BKB, no Yules. He's going for
Think-
Aghanims, which is interesting.
Yeah, I
I can-
think I would have finished yours before the Gleipnir.
Yeah, I don't like Aghanims personally, unless you're really far ahead, or you have
Yeah.
a Basher. The Basher makes it extra nice, I say. Otherwise, yeah, Aghanims is just greedy. It just gives you
At
really
least-
good damage.
At least he's taken the right talent for it, the Shield Crush talent.
Yes, true.
This'll come in handy.
Oh, another
Thank you,
blast
Blink.
ring.
we'll see.
Drow just got a blink as well.
I like Blink on Drow,
Really
especially
like that,
because
yeah.
you need to get away from people with this hero. And if you're being charged by Spirit Breaker, at least you can blink so far away that Spirit Breaker is now out of position. Keeps you safe. If you can see him coming. I mean, he's coming about a blink dagger range per second is Spirit Breaker speed. More, actually.
Often you see the Pango kind of winding up his roll or something, which means you can get away as well, right? So I think that's, yeah.
Dire
great.
aren't smoking. That's a Terrorblade illusion. They walk past it. They get onto the real Terrorblade. Mepharo's got to be careful. He gets dueled. Is he going to go down straight away? No, it's actually okay. Brex comes in. They immediately get the kill onto
Wins the
Ted
duel.
and Sharkwaku. Mato gets a bit of multi-shot damage off, but Dire realize they have to leave. The bash. Brex just permanently crowd controlling the power of the Spirit Breaker, and that at the front, putting some pain onto supports. There was a buyback from Ted. How quick was that fight? Absolutely lightning fast. And you can see why Spirit Breaker is such a good hero, because Queen of Pain has Lincolns and BKB. And did Brex care? No, did not care. Stuns him, just permanently stunning him through BKB. It's actually crazy.
This
Yeah.
means that you can break Lincolns with charge because it's like on a 7-second cooldown.
I cannot believe Grim won that duel, to be honest.
3 damage, you take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 30.
Good for hitting towers.
That's true. Yeah, Mato was just not in position to do damage. He realised quite quickly, I need to get out of here. And now they take the second Roche. There's a shard there. I've never seen anybody use Terrorblade shard, even though it's still pretty good. 50 attack speed and 50% move speed is a lot of move speed.
Did they change it? It's now a Dispel as well.
Is it?
Oh,
But
that's
that is
what?
interesting.
That's good.
That is gonna be.
Oh wow, it's a self-dispel. Okay, now it is a lot better because that was pretty much the sole reason why. That was look how much move speed it gives as well. I don't know how long it lasts. It doesn't say how long it lasts. Not very long, but that was the sole reason why alchemists were buying the shard, because you could self-dispel. You could get rid of things like Vessel or whatever from yourself. But yeah, okay, that's way better, and it only costs 20% of your current health, which for a Terrorblade with Satanic is basically nothing.
What does he have to dispel? The AA stun's quite useful to dispel.
Yeah, Queen of Pain Shadow Strike is a massive pain.
Yep.
You can't spell silence because you're
You
silent.
can't dispel any of the silences, which would be really useful.
But also 100 attack speed and 100% move speed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just wanted to consider it from see whether he could actually make any huge dispel plays. But
Why does it give 100% move speed? Does it feel on a 14-second cooldown that costs no mana? Is that not alone good enough for just YOLOing around the map? I don't know.
I think it's all justified by the fact that it costs 20% current health. But when you have a Satanic,
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, actually, it's a better shard than I thought. It's just not a shard you're buying at 15 minutes, is it? Yeah, I guess it's the main
you
thing.
have to have items for it to be valuable, right?
Yeah, some shards are like that though. They're really good late game, not great early game.
Yeah.
And the tower is just melting. Look at that attack.
That's not 50% bonus move speed, I want to point it out. It's 50 bonus move speed or less, something like that. That's a really... It's just another tooltip fail. It's definitely not 50% bonus move speed.
For my coffers.
Because if it was 50% move speed, he would definitely go to haste, right? But he doesn't go to haste. I think it just gives him 100. Like a flat 100 bonus.
A flat 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it says 50%, it's actually wrong. Oh, wait, I want to see him use it again. Go on, use it. What is going on the top then? Rex being chased, but he does have BKB and Shadow Blade. Okay, he just turns around, he breaks the Lincolns. But is it worth it? Queen of Pain, taking a lot of damage. Brex does get the ultimate off. Looks like Quap is going to go down. Now Quap managed to blink away at 1 HP, but Brex still finds him with the low cooldown. Radiant, they are absolutely brutalizing the Dire team. They have no chance. It's now just a slaughter, and Brex finds yet another kill. Brex, basically the MVP of the last couple of fights. I mean, he breaks the Lincolns, and you think, okay, there's a fight, and they go back. Then he charges again, and then he charges again. All within the same 12-second fight or something. It's just mad, that hero. But we forget about it. You've not seen Spirit Break for so long. He got nerfed, and no one likes to play nerfed heroes.
I think it's a great pick for Brex this game because, as he said earlier, he's been like not playing that much recently. So to put yourself back on a comfort hero like this, it allows you to have a game like this where you just dominate.
Exactly.
Even though you haven't been playing.
And I think now this is the GG coming out. 38 minutes. Kiwi is so far ahead. He's level 25, but not decided on a talent yet. I would go the Sunder one because it's funny.
Lose one fight and they take negatives.
Who's got-
Just like that.
Who's got the bongo boots? Dave.
It
The
did put
CM.
him
The
to
CM
haste
shard.
movement speed. It did put him to haste movement speed.
Which allows you to like bongo boots just run into the freezing field.
With
because he has the
only
charge.
1.5 seconds though, so it's not a massively long duration.
It is long enough to reposition, which is very nice.
If you're a hero with Satanic and Aegis, do you really need to sack
You
your
just
CM?
suddenly- yeah, that's what I just thought. That's
It's
so
a bit harsh. It's a
greedy.
bit harsh.
So mean.
It's very mean.
Something
There's the
like
Walrus
that.
Punch. They're trying to go on for Dave. They can't bring him down. And look how quickly they melt. Ted just goes straight down. Brex, he gets the stun onto Ancient Apparition. I think Sharkwhack is going down next. Kiwi applying the Eye of Skadi. It's a roll come out from Nat. Nat blinks forwards. Inkswell stun. Queen of Pain's in a lot of trouble. Brex does not have charge available. He's waiting for it. Oh, but they managed to get into the base. Brex taking a few hits, but will be okay. I mean, this is Dire's chance to actually have defended, but unfortunately they have lost all of the racks. Mofara, he is going to go down. I mean, the Sunder didn't really save him.
Middle tower is under attack.
Revealing, I saw Swift blink for the Terrorblade.
Yep.
Yep. He is very farmed.
And Brex still manages to TP out with the Bulldoze spell, not like he really needed that.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, no Metamorphosis needed, and now the Metamorphosis is used. Sharkquack is going to go down so fast, there's no way you're surviving this. Aegis has finally expired. Oh, Satanic is dropped, dispelling the silence.
They can't clear the Mega Creeps.
They're trying to kill Kiwi, but he's just so strong.
It's our illusion.
Look at the illusion just deletes. I forget that Terrorblade not only is an illusion carry, but is a hero who also spawns illusions of the end. He's like a Darkseer built in. It's crazy that.
It also does 100% of the...
100%, and you can't kill it.
And you can't kill it.
Wow, maybe you should play Terrorblade support. Good late game. Oh, Matto, he gets blinked on by Kiwi, gets instantly killed. The Porous Punch puts Kiwi in the air, but it just doesn't matter. Backwards though might be surviving a little bit longer because of the Aeon Disc, but he's going to go down, and that is the second game, 40 minutes in.
Oh, it's a much better game than the first. In terms of some good fights going on.
Yeah, that game had a lot more back and forth, which was really interesting to see.
It just kind of collapsed at the end there, when, as Frank said, it was like one bad team fight and they got megaed.
Yeah, the gold difference was in Radiant's favour for most of the game, but the difference never increased. Radiant never built the lead. It was always kind of, they had a slight edge. And then Dire would win a team fight and we'd think, oh, this is really good. But then in the end, Radiant, they had some really nice fights, orchestrated by Brex mostly, getting his charge off and stunning the key targets. Then they just descend on top of whoever Brex goes on and get the kill.
Follow up with the Pango roll, so it's just like an insane level of CC on
yes, as well. Yeah, and he did go for the Basher in the end, and the Blink Dagger, so Nat was able to get that crowd control off. And Kiwi, he just patiently farmed, and as you can see, his net worth at the end of the game is quite literally double the next person. So the more space that was created for Kiwi, the better, and he ended up 18-3-10. Dealing the most hero damage? Yeah, by quite some margin. Which is not a surprise when it's a Terrorblade. But, you know, Matto tried. He had a really rough start because he was being murdered every single time he stepped foot, basically, into any vision. Then he started to do quite well, but unfortunately the fights were way too quick for him to have any uptime.
Yeah, I think the supports on Dire that game really didn't feel like they had the impact.
Yeah.
They didn't win their lanes, and they weren't effective in team fights because they were against heroes where they would just kind of die. They just die to the roll and they get stunned by roll and Spirit Breaker charge when they're not even targeted, and then they just get like 3-shot by a fat Terrorblade, right? So I think perhaps having you could argue the same for Crystal Maiden and Grimstroke, but I think in the fact that they can just cast their spells in 1 second and do more by just pressing Inkswell and pressing Leash and Silence, Grim has already achieved more than he'll like 90% of his team fight is already done.
Yeah, when the fights were so instant, weren't they? Like, Tusk got the punch off, then he died. Every single fight.
Yeah,
Tag team.
and that just doesn't feel as valuable as Grim dumping all of his spells and dying, if that makes sense.
Well, Grim just needed to Inkswell Spirit Breaker, pop Soulbind and say, doesn't matter, kill me, I don't care, I've done 90%, like you said, 90% what you... But it was good. I like seeing a game where the fights were so high intensity and everything happened in about 10 seconds. Yep. So it made for some really interesting watching and some challenging casting as well.